Okay, let's dive into this explainer and uncover a pretty wild hidden reality. The sum of tiny, totally invisible daily choices you make, they are actively accelerating your biological clock. It's actually not just the passage of decades or, the inevitable taking of time. It's the totally mundane things you do every single day, often without a second thought. We're going to break down the source material to reveal 6 hidden habits that are literally putting years on your body and your face long before they actually belong there. It's incredibly easy for us to just throw our hands up and blame our DNA for how we age, right? Oh, it's just my genetics. But the source material absolutely challenges that. So the crucial point we need to look at is that what's secretly aging you isn't locked in some unavoidable genetic code. It's actually hiding in plain sight in your everyday routine. These are hidden habits you might be entirely unaware of. Things you probably consider completely normal or even comfortable that are secretly signaling your cells to age way faster. To make sense of all this, we'll structure our exploration by grouping these 6 habits into 3 overarching categories. We're going to look at nighttime hazards, daytime defaults, and internal inflamers. Let's move right into our first category, nighttime hazards. We're focusing on what happens when you're in bed and the hidden costs of missed repair. So our first hazard is consistently skipping sleep. Now, we all know we feel a bit groggy after a short night, but the underlying biology is actually profound. During deep sleep, your body goes into high gear and releases this vital growth hormone. Think of this hormone like a night shift construction crew. They're out there repairing damaged cells, rebuilding your skin, and restoring tissue. Consistently skipping deep sleep means those critical cellular repairs simply do not happen. You're effectively locking the construction crew out of the building, which allows daily wear and tear damage to accumulate incredibly fast. I think this brilliantly illustrates the long-term reality. Look, one bad night of sleep, you'll bounce back. That is absolutely nothing. But years of bad nights, the body is a strict accountant. It literally keeps a running tab of all those skipped repair cycles, and eventually it hands you the bill, and you're usually going to see it right on your face in the form of premature aging. All right, habit number 2. This one might surprise you. Sleeping with your face pressed into your pillow. We all know those funny morning face creases that you just assume will disappear by the time you've had your coffee. And sure, they do, for now. But dermatologists warn that after years of repeatedly folding and pressing your skin into a pillow for 8 hours a night, those temporary morning lines eventually lose their elasticity. They stop disappearing and actually become permanent sleep wrinkles, years before natural aging wrinkles would ever show up. This is such a fascinating paradigm shift. It totally contrasts the short-term comforts of your bed with the stark mechanical aging happening to your face. If you're a stomach or a heavy side sleeper, your bed isn't just a place of rest. Mechanically speaking, your pillow functions as a slow, deliberate wrinkle machine. The very object you associate with comfort is actively accelerating the mechanical aging of your skin. Let's shift gears to our second category, daytime defaults. Here, we'll focus on the unconscious physical states we slip into, like sitting and breathing, and how they impact circulation. Habit number 3 is one we are almost all guilty of, sitting all day. Your body was fundamentally built to move. When you sit for hours at a desk or on the couch, your circulation drastically slows down, your posture collapses, and your cells literally age faster. Actually, a major study from the American Journal of Epidemiology reveals that every single hour you spend locked in a chair is doing cellular damage that your body cannot fully undo, even if you squeeze in a quick workout later. Habit number 4 is breathing through your mouth instead of your nose. You probably think you're just taking in oxygen, right? But you're actually choosing between 2 wildly different biological outcomes every single day. Nose breathing is an active filtration system. It humidifies the air and preps it for your lungs. Mouth breathing bypasses all of that. It dries out your throat, disrupts your sleep, and over time, it can literally alter the structural development of your jaw and face. The hidden chemical reason behind this comes down to a molecule called nitric oxide. When you breathe through your nose, your body produces this incredible molecule that keeps your blood vessels healthy and dilated. Chronic mouth breathers miss out on this entirely. Because of that, they experience increased full-body inflammation and consistently show faster signs of facial aging than dedicated nose breathers. It's a completely invisible habit with massive visible consequences. Next up, let's explore part 3, internal inflamers. We're going to look at how the chemical reactions from sugar and chronic stress cause cellular breakdown right beneath the surface. Habit number 5 is excess sugar. And guys, this isn't just about your weight. It's a direct assault on your skin. Here is the invisible progression. Sugar enters your blood, it seeks out your firm, bouncy collagen, and it attacks it. As a result, the skin becomes stiff, dull, and saggy. This happens agonizingly slowly, meaning those extra desserts you don't even think twice about at 25 will suddenly show up right on your face at 35. The exact biological mechanism for this is called glycation. It's the literal process of blood sugar permanently binding to and stiffening your collagen proteins. Every single time you unnecessarily spike your blood sugar, you are fueling this glycation process, which actively steals your skin's firmness and bounce over time. Habit number 6 is perhaps the most pervasive one of all: chronic stress. I'm talking about the kind of daily, low-grade anxiety that we've just sort of accepted as completely normal. But when you make chronic stress your baseline, you subject your body to a rapid-fire assault. It breaks down collagen, spikes bodily inflammation, ruins your restorative sleep cycles, and fundamentally ages you from the inside out. The biological driver behind all that internal damage is cortisol. This is the primary chemical flooding your system during a stressful day. While a cortisol spike is great for, say, escaping a predator in the short term, having it chronically elevated because of a frustrating commute actively creates a toxic environment. It stiffens your skin and completely disrupts your ability to perform cellular repair. And the ultimate consequence of that chronic cortisol flood brings us to telomeres. I love this analogy. Think of telomeres like the little plastic tips at the end of your shoelaces that keep them from fraying. But for your DNA, they control how fast your cells can safely replicate and age. The source material highlights a staggering fact here. Chronic stress literally shortens these crucial DNA caps. It proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that your mental state directly dictates your cellular lifespan. No way around it. Finally, let's wrap up with part 4, reversing your biological clock, and what you should take away from this explainer today. So, the beautiful underlying message here? Your body actually wants to stay young. It was built to move fluidly, to repair itself meticulously every night, and to breathe naturally and efficiently. And the really great news is that these invisible threats, the mouth breathing, the excess sugar, the sedentary routines, the poor sleep hygiene, they are entirely within your power to identify and change. You are the architect of these habits. Since we know your body is keeping a very strict accounting of your daily choices, it honestly doesn't miss a thing. We have to ask, what mindful changes will you make to your routine right now? Which of these invisible habits will you change today? Will you switch off your stomach to save your face? Tape your mouth to force nose breathing? Stand up from that desk? The biological clock is definitely ticking, but remember, you are the one setting its speed.